All right, today we're going to take a look at World of Warcraft Classic, WoW Classic, or Vanilla WoW, whatever you want to call it these days. I love this game. I started playing right before Burning Crusade came out. I didn't quite get to level at the end. I didn't get to do like the Ragnaros um, raids or anything like that, but I did raid afterwards. And I've got a 120 now, but something about the World of Warcraft Classic. Um, I never got to fully play all of it, so I just wanted to check it out, see what it's like. I'll pick a realm. Okay, good. So there's only 4 servers here. Not really sure what the difference is between PvP and normal. I guess PvP is the way to go, but do I want to play on a heavy server? And if I play on this low server, they're going to open up a new server when this one starts to get heavy. So I'm not really sure, but. And do I want to play normal or PvP? Player versus player is fun. I think the difference between normal and PvP is that in normal you can PvP in open world, but you need to put your flag on or something like that. Where in PvP you're pretty much always flagged. I'm gonna go with the low population just because I think that they're probably going to open more servers, and the high population already has a lot of people playing, so go for that. Well, this is Oceanic. Okay. Wow. There's a lot of people playing this game. Exciting. So let's go for a medium PvP on the US East server. I'm on the East Coast, so it makes sense for me to do East Coast. Let's go. Let's go Heartseeker. Sounds cool. All right, I know I'm probably going to get some hate for this, but nobody should play as a gnome. It's weird. They're 2 children, like, it's just weird. No. Personally, I like the Horde. Um, so, we've got the Orc here, and the Orc can be a warrior, hunter, rogue, shaman, or warlock. The Undead can be a warrior, rogue, priest, mage, or warlock. Tauren can be a warrior, hunter, shaman, or druid. I believe that's the only druid on the Horde. And then a troll can be pretty much anything: a warrior, a hunter, a rogue, a priest, a shaman, or a mage. They can't be a warlock, but I think everybody else, these 2 can be warlocks here: orc or undead. Really depends on your playing style, what class you want to play, and then based on what class you want to play, I would narrow it down to what race you want to play. The reason for that is some of the races have really useful skill traits for their like racial, but some of the other ones are useless. Like, you don't really want to be like, if you're doing a warrior, you want to be, like an orc or a tauren because they've got like stomp and range and stuff. Anyways, I'll not get too far into it. Keep this review nice and informative, but also relatively short. So, what do I want to play as? Warriors are fun. They work on rage. I've never really played one. I have a druid, so I've got a taste for it. I've played like I had a twink or a pure years ago. Also played rogue. That was fun, but I don't like you have to be so up close. It makes it difficult sometimes to fight people. Be strictly melee. I know they have some range abilities, but we're talking generalities here. They've got a priest. Pretty much going to be heal bot. And we got a mage and warlock. Warlock does more DOTs, damage over time. With their affliction tree, they use disease and poison and stuff. Mages use fire and ice and arcane. Priest is good. I don't believe that you cannot play as a paladin on the Horde. Paladin is only human and dwarf. Interesting. Okay, so now the right here in this orangish yellow text is the racial for orc. So you get enraged, increases damage, but diminishing ability to be healed. So it's like glass cannon mode. Resistant to stun effects, that's useful. Damage done by pets is increased. So if you're using a warlock or a hunter, your pet damage goes up a little bit as an orc. Skilled with axe is increased, so that's only useful if you're doing axe. The Tauren has stomp. Stuns nearby opponents. It's like an AoE stun. More health. Increased herbalism skill. And they're resistant to nature damage, which is useful in a lot of scenarios. The Trolls got a good one. They can increase attack and casting speed, which just equals more damage no matter what you're doing. Then you've got regeneration increased. So if you wanted to be like a shaman and regenerate your heals and stuff, that's better. Damage increase versus beasts. That's useful for when you're grinding, maybe even in some raids, dungeons. And throwing and bow weapon skills increase. So like if you want to be on the Horde and you want to be a hunter, you probably want to be a troll. And that's why there's these I guess like demographics of what different types of races excel in what type of class. So I have a druid main. I'm not going to do that. Hunter can be fun. I wish I could be a paladin on the Horde. I know that was really cool for the Horde when that happened, but the Alliance people were mad about that. So really your only options as a tank on Horde is to be a druid or a warrior. Pretty cool. It's a tough decision. Definitely want to make sure you pick the right choice at first. I have played on the Alliance on a free trial once. I was taking a break. But I didn't like it because, I play games to be like immersed in a different world, not one that's so similar to reality with like humans and castles and stuff. Although that's cool if that's your thing. I liked the Horde a lot more. So let's check this out. Horde. Yeah. It's a tough choice. It would be a tank, but I feel like it's going to be really grindy to level up. I guess where I'm stuck at is um, I want to play something that's fun to play that can farm and gold farm, because you know what it's like to not have money end of the game. But I play Warlock a lot. Warlock doesn't have good AoEs. Hunter's pretty much single target damage, so is Rogue. Um, Shaman's not really an AoE thing. It seems like the only AoE option you really have here is Mage. Huh. And then, you've got the tissue paper armor, the cloth armor, and you can also pick something like, Shaman that's kind of a hybrid. They can wear chainmail, but they're also mages. Shaman's pretty cool. That's mostly a support class. And there's a PvP aspect too. Warrior can be damage or tank. Then you've got class like, Druid. Druid can be anything. So they're a lot more balanced because they can do everything. So, it's not like if you spec it this way, it's going to be super awesome, better than a mage. No. They've got all that stuff balanced out pretty good. So you've always got those meme specs, but tough choice. I think. Cat hair on my nose. Maybe I'll run a rogue. You can always stealth past to the bosses and stuff. You want to farm like that. Some of the downside to rogue is uh, their stuff's expensive because people like to make their PvP twinks with them and whatnot. I'm levitating here between undead and orc mainly because I like their racials the most. Undead, you can consume corpses of people that you just killed or somebody else killed, and you can heal that way. So you don't really need food if you can balance it out. I think it's got a 2-minute cooldown on it. Everybody loves getting out of immune to fear. This is pre all these charms and stuff that you can get that do that, and the extra benefits from the higher level stuff in regular WoW. So this is still really powerful at level 60, and underwater breathing is always great. Huge advantage to be able to hide underwater, and resistant to shadow damage. That's really good too because like warlocks belt out some damage, so it's nice to be undead. Now I guess only humans and dwarves can be warlocks, but that's cool. So I don't know. Warrior, mage, or rogue? Warrior, mage, or rogue? Tank or DPS? I know that in the group finding groups for as a tank is really fast, especially in raiding. I used to be a tank in the past. Pretty fun. Like Orc is pretty good. But I'm not going to have a pet, so. Undead. Let's see. Play with this skin color here. I like that weird purple color. That one's cool. Alright, hairstyle. What's a good color first? Not very many color options. I think that was the darkest red I could get. That's pretty cool. It kind of matches his like purple grossness. So we'll go with that. Okay, no jaw. That's pretty gross. Yeah. Ugly zombie face with warts on it. Missing face. With bones. Some weird masks. It looks like some S&M mask or something. Wow. Okay. Oh wow, we're going all out on that one. It's like Crazy Rogue Man. Really, that's what I got to pick from, huh? Okay, so we got the Green Dot series, and the Green Cheek series, and the Wart series. That one looks really the most normal to me. I'm not trying to look like some sort of weird freak. Hmm. I wish you could get like that full beard without the nose ring. It's cool though. Let's see if we can get this. So, yeah. Juggy. Alright, so I made a Tauren warrior named Juggy. The reason I went with the Tauren is because they got more health, got that war stop, which is really useful when you're tanking, and it's useful in PvP. So check this out.
Once a nomadic people, the Tauren roamed the endless plains of the Barrens, hunting the mighty Kodo. Scattered across the land, the wandering tribes were united only by their common hatred for their sworn enemy, the marauding Centaur. Seeking aid against the Centaur,
This is
the
bringing
group
back some
chieftain
good memories.
Bloodwolf befriended the savage orcs who had recently journeyed to Kalimdor. With the orcs' help,
I'm actually really happy that they decided to make like a reroll, because with these games that have been going on for a long time, once it's started up, if you don't get a new server, you're so far behind everybody, and even then people just transfer to those servers.
Though the noble Tauren are peaceful in nature, the rites of the Great Hunt are venerated as the heart of their spiritual culture. As a tribesman of Mungor, you must test your skills in the wild.
I distinctly remember not enjoying the Tauren quests. Alright, so we're going to keep tips on here because this is educational, right? So, alright. Talk to this guy, Grull Hawkwind.
Well met. Peace, friend.
The hunt begins. You have a promising air about you and will prove yourself to the tribe. Perhaps someday soon you will be welcomed into the great city of Thunderbluff. But before that can happen, you must prove yourself to my father, Chief Hawkwind. Up here on Red Cloud Mesa, we pride ourselves on keen hunting skills. Tauren hunt out necessity and for sport. Our supply of meats has run low, and we require feathers for clothing. Hunt the nearby plain striders and prove yourself by resupplying the village. So our quest objectives are: Grull Hawkwind in Camp Narache wants you to bring him 7 plant strider feathers and 7 pieces of plain strider meat. And the reward is going to be a leather belt or male gloves. And we're going to go for male because we're a warrior. So,
farewell.
All right. So, quest accepted. Oh wow, we got the old UI and everything. All right, you move with ASDW. This guy's a quest giver. They have an explanation when they have a quest to give you, and when you're ready to turn it in, it's a yellow question mark. This is silver because we're on the quest right now, so if you have more questions, you can ask him. Left click to target, right click to interact. So, for example, I can left click Grull Hawkwind, but he's not going to talk to me. But when I right click him, we can go back and get the details for this quest.
Goodbye.
And quest log. So you can look at your quest log by clicking on the gold chalice in the middle of the bar. Here we go. This is our gold chalice. So, yeah. Make sure you've got track quest on. That's as good as it gets for right now. We're going to go try to find some of these big birds to kill. Here's one. All right, so you can use this to attack, or you could always right-click to attack. Oh, I didn't even get to use that. All right, so here's our looting system. Now, I right-clicked. I'm used to having auto-loot, but here's our quest item. So you can see there it says Plain Strider Meat quest item. So we'll take that. Some cloth shoes, sure, why not? And some cracked eggshells. So we'll open up our bag, and we'll hold down shift. And so because I don't have anything equipped, this is going to add 5 armor. So now I've got boots on that have 5 armor. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to go into the settings here. Oh, that's customer support. Here we go, computer. So I'm going to go into settings and system. So graphics quality. I'm not playing on a 1080 or 2080 Ti for no reason, so I'm going to crank it all the way up to 10. All right, that made a big difference. Now the game looks a lot better. Full mode, render scale, 100%. Okay, that all sounds good. I'm going to interface options, and we're going to want to click on auto loot here. So make sure that's clicked. And yeah. Okay, so we'll go through combat. I like to show target of target. It really helps when you're in a group or when you're trying to PvP and you're not great at targeting yet. It's good to click on somebody that is good, and you can just help them attack whoever they're attacking. All right, enable floating contacts. Checking this will enable additional combat messages to appear in the playfield. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to put it on. We're going to show everything because it's hard to watch a video like this. Yeah, auto self-cast, definitely a good one to have on. Show helm, show cloak. So you can still wear your helmet and your cloak, but you can make it look invisible. This is to make instant quest text. As you saw that first one, it was kind of like reading out like a book. If you want to save time like I do, because there's a lot of quests in this game, let's be honest, you're going to save a couple hours just by clicking this button here. Most of the time I just jump right to the quest objectives, and I don't really even care what the story is or even listen to them. Huh. Okay, that looks good. Social. Got the profanity filter on just because we're streaming. Action bars. All right, so I put on show numbers for cooldowns. Sometimes you look at the button and it's like, halfway through and like, I don't know how long that is. So it's nice to have the number where it's like 25 seconds or whatever's left. I'm going to get rid of this attack off of my bar just because, like, that's for noobs. We don't need that. We're not noobs here. You're watching this. You've probably played this before. You're thinking about getting back into it. You don't need that attack button. We right-click here. You just right-click something when you want to hit it. Yeah, so it looks good for now. I'm going to lock my action bars just because sometimes when you're in the heat of stuff, you're clicking your buttons and whatnot. Sometimes you drag it and drop it. You'll have to go back in your spellbook to get it out. So whenever I level up or I get some new adjustment I want to make, I'll come back into interface options and action bars. And you can unlock your action bar, move it around, and then lock it again. You can have your name show up, Juggy. I'll leave it on here just because I'm streaming and making videos, so you can see that this is Juggy. You can follow his leveling up. So I'm going to do NPC names also so that we can see what their name is. When we're fighting them, they get closer. The text is big enough for you to read it. It might not, read here well because it's all yellow on yellow, and it just doesn't look great. So we'll get critters and companions. Just why not, Okay. Camera. So that's our maximum camera distance. So see, I'll turn it down this way, and I'll scroll back, which would normally bring you out, but it's going to keep bringing you in until that's your new maximum there. So it has it set real close like that, so your GPU doesn't have to process as much if you don't have an advanced computer like we do here. But we're going to go ahead and run high, and that way we at least have the option of doing that. So follow terrain option automatically change the camera angle based on the terrain. If your character climbs a slope, the camera will rotate upwards. If you descend, it will rotate downwards. I think that's going to save me a lot of clicks. I'm going to go ahead and try that. I don't care about head bob because I don't play in first person. Alright, so that's all good for now. We're not getting in any raids, so we're just going to go ahead and hit OK. Return the game. Zoom back in a little bit. Here's one of the birds that we got to kill. So we'll right click it. And now we can use Heroic Strike. Got enough rage built up here. Alright, so did a pretty crushing blow there. We got one feather and one meat off of that, so we got to kill some more of these birds. I'll tell you what, I would not want to be on the receiving end of Juggys Club there. So what I've noticed here is that it's not displaying the health bars over top what I'm fighting, and I'm a fan of that. So I'm going to go back in here. Action bars, that's not it. Combat, that's not it. That's for names. Sticky targeting. Maybe it's not an action in this game. Maybe I don't know some sort of hotkey for it. If I can't find it in a minute, we'll just move on here. We're going to do cinematic subtitles. I'm not sure if I'm missing it somewhere. We'll just move on. All right, let's go, Juggy. One of the things that isn't great about playing in Tauren is that you can't see anything in front of you, like, ever. But there's a first-person mode you can just scroll in. Sometimes it's more cinematic looking, but sometimes the combat, you don't see anything happening. So it's not as entertaining when you're fighting, but it is nice when you're moving around the town and stuff like that. You don't really care about looking at your character. All right, so we got 4 of 7 meat and 3 of 7 of the feathers. This smart camera is pretty interesting. I've not used it before, so it's going to take some getting used to, but I do see the value in it. So as you can see there, I looted and then moved by accident. My finger twitched. But it still looted everything. The loot window only popped up for like a quarter second there. I'll do it again here. So when you auto loot, it'll loot everything, and then as soon as it's finished looting, the window closes itself, and it saves you from having to click a lot. But you definitely don't want to pick up a bunch of junk. So depending on where you are and what you're doing, you want to toggle that on and off. All right, so we need one more meat, one more feather. We leveled up to level 2. I didn't get any new moves yet. I do like how this camera's following Juggy. So all right, we need one more meat. Smashed it right in the head. All right, now we're going to go back to Grohl Hawkwind here, and we're going to right click on him. He's got the golden question mark now.
Hail.
The hunt begins. So you're going to give him the meat and the feathers. We've now showed that we have promised to join the thing, Mabob. We're going to take the painted chain gloves because we're a warrior. We can wear chain. And complete the quest. We got some reputation increase with Thunderbluff by 100. That adds up over time to let you unlock different things. You could play as, special races and things like that that are only unlockable if you're exalted and whatnot. So we took both these quests. He wants 10 mountain cougar pelts. And we're going to get a painted chain belt.
Be careful.
Now, I like to pick up all the quests that I could find at the quest hub because sometimes the quests overlap. Meaning, your Chief Hawkwind here, he might have a quest for me that wants me to do something else. So Chief Hawkwind wants you to search for his mother near Waterwell to the southeast of Camp Narache.
May the eternal sun shine
And
well.
you got to talk to this guy for the simple note quest.
Go in peace.
There. So that quest is complete. So now we want to check out what quests we have. You can use your hotkey L for quest log. So the humble task, he wants us to find his mom near Waterwell to the southeast. So southeast is this way, where I'm facing. I also know just from remembering years ago that the hunt continues. The mountain cougar pelts that we're looking for are also over this way. And that windmill thing looks like a well to me. So we'll go look out. We'll look out this way. Grandmother Hawkwind. There she is, right next to the well. So you're going to right click on her, complete the quest. She wants you to take a water pitcher from the water well and return it to Chief Hawkwind in Camp Narache, which is northwest of the water well. So we're going back to where we came from. You can hit numlock if you want to auto run. Gives you a second to chill out, drink some water. Oh, I might have messed up here. Maybe I was supposed to take see, and that's what you get for not reading the whole quest line. I was supposed to pick up the water jug over there. So while we're running, let's go over this. Hunt continues. So it says they're in the south, up near the hills. So I'll make a round trip of this one. I probably, in hindsight, should have picked up this quest at first, and then killed the birds on my way down here to the well, and then back. Silly me thinking she'd just give me a jug of water. That's not very questy. Alright, there's my water pitcher. Juggy's getting a workout today. He's had one too many burgers, so he's got to run off some of the calories there. Alright, Chief Hawkwind. Here's your water pitcher from Grandma. 40 copper, not bad. Travel to Sir Grayton, who lives in the hills directly south of Camp Narache. So good thing that I completed this before going after the cats, because the cats are in the same area. And that's what I mean about picking up everything at a quest hub that you can. I'm going to sell some stuff I don't need just because I don't have a lot of bag space yet. Oh, we've got pants and gloves to put on. So right click to equip. Beautiful. I'm going to hang on to the leg meat because I'm not sure how survivable I am at this point.
Greetings.
Greetings, traveler.
Well met.
Let me go ahead and buy this chain vest. Alright, now Juggy's not naked anymore, so we're getting the beginnings of a real warrior here. We're going to run directly south. Follow the path here. One of my favorite things about Thunder Bluff and Red Cloud Mesa is that obviously the Native American Indian influence it has here with all the artwork and building shapes and whatnot, but I really like the nature in this game. I think it's really simplistic, but in its simplicity, it's like it's sophisticated. So here's our first cat, mountain cougar. So we've got it right clicked. Parry is like dodging, so they like, juke me. It missed me completely. It dodged. It's all the same, really. People argue differently, but they're splitting hairs. It's pretty much the same thing. All right, so we got one pelt. Let's see if we can find this guy that we're looking for. This is the only building area. Yep, there he is. One of the great things about having a good graphics card is the rendering distance. You can see things farther earlier. So we'll complete this quest from Seer Greytongue. He wants us to kill bristlebacks in Brambleblade Ravine and bring 12 bristleback belts to Chief Hawkwind in Camp Narache. And we'll get a weapon. And now it looks at first glance that it's only 0.4 damage more, but it's a one-hand weapon, which means we could also use a shield with it. So we got to get bristlebacks. So the bristlebacks are... they're in the east. So we'll kill cats on our way over to Bristlebanes. Smash. Now with warriors, you work off of rage, which is pretty much being hit and doing damage. So, the more damage you take, and the faster your rage goes up, and therefore the more damage you can do back. And the reason I bring that up is that when you're leveling up, you're going to want to be doing that max damage, max XP, and just switching, if you have health, switching to the next mob immediately. That way you can use the rage from the previous fight for the next fight. Yeah, we like to smash cats around here, so that's your your third mission. Go smash cats. All right, we need 5 more pelts. Just from experience, the bristle belts or bristle whatever bristle things, bristle banes. Just I played a Tauren like 10 years ago. I know that this area over here with the thorny looking things, that's the bristlebane area, and they're like wild hogs or boars. And just based on the amount of hides I'm picking up here and the amount of bag space I have left, I'm going to go back and return this quest before going out for the bristlebane hides. That way I've got enough space. I don't have a main. This is... you watched me make this first classic, so I don't have money coming from another account or anything. I definitely been playing sort of like an Iron Man style, if you will. one more cougar pelt. This could be the one we've been looking for. That's it. So we're going to run back. And we're going to turn that into that guy. I'm not using any add-ons or wiki or anything like that. I think this series will be about playing it just from a player's perspective. Like, that's me, you know? So I already know a lot about this game, so I can instruct to people. But it's also like a new experience starting over the game with like some previous knowledge and knowledge from the past too. So try to be as informative as I can, but also try not to skip anything that might be obvious to experienced players that isn't as obvious to somebody that's just starting out. And I would definitely recommend starting out on Classic. There's going to be an expansion pack at the end of 2020. There's going to be a level squish anyways. And rumor is that they're going to release
Peace, friend.
The expansion packs for this in appropriate time frame. And what that means is like Burning Crusade will come out next year or something like that. So, all right, here we go. We're back at Grull Hawkwind. This is the Hunt Continues quest. We're giving them the 10 Mountain Cougar pelts. And we're going to pick up this painted chain belt. All right. Grull Hawkwind and Camp Narache wants you to kill battle boars and bring back 8 battle boar snouts and 8 battle boar flanks. So here's a bristleback quillboar quest. They're encroaching on the tribal hunting land. The other quest said that was to the east, so we're going to go ahead and accept this. We're going to double tap this quest line. We'll get both of them at the same time, and that way we won't have to make as many trips.
You wish to speak?
Bring the head of cheap, sharp tusk, thorn mantle to brave Windfeather and Red Cloud Mesa, and she'll give us some nice painted chain leggings. So all of these quests are overlapping. They all want me to go kill these pigs. So we're going to go do some pig slaying. First things first, I want to equip my new belt. Because why not? Pimpin'. Put on my new chain bracers. So we've got chainmail pants, belt, gloves, chest piece, bracelet, and attitude. Ready to go. We're going to sell all this useless junk that we don't want because we're not wearing leather or cloth unless we don't have anything better yet, that'll be replaced very soon. All right. Cool. You can close out those windows when you're walking away from an NPC or a vendor if you want, but I just walk away from them because it breaks distance, meaning once you get like 5 or 10 meters in the game away from them, it closes the window automatically. So while we're running, some of my favorite things about this game are the PvP is really fun. Battlegrounds is really fun. I like the quest lines. I like that I'm not jumping in 120 levels lower than somebody else, and they've got like $1 trillion. I like that this is not as old. All right, so here's one of the battle boars. So we'll see what this battle boar's got. That big number was a critical strike or a crit. It does about double weapon damage when you're a warrior. And the higher your crit chance and your strength and critical strike rating and whatnot, the more often you'll see that, and therefore the more damage you'll do. So we got one battle boar snout and one battle boar flank, which is the meat. So it's good to know that we're getting quest items from both quests on the same mobs here. Got another flank and another snout. So I saved up my rage there so I can crush this little piggy. See how fast I can kill it with the move here. Alright, missed a lot of hits there, but that's expected when you're fighting somebody that's the same level or higher than you. You're going to miss a lot. The damage you'd normally do to like a regular level mob that's like, your level is a little different. It seems that the new World of Warcraft is fully scaled everywhere you go, for the most part. I don't really like that as much because I like, the higher level areas being for the higher level people only. And it makes it easier when you're grouping up with people to know that they've got good gear and stuff. But, yeah, I guess I'm just more traditional or classic in the sense with this game. I like it being simple and more competitive based rather than, somebody grinded 20,000 hours for the, magic feather fart that makes it impossible to kill them or whatever. So, alright, so we've got one more snout than flank right now. This boar's like trying to eat my gonads. Yeah, that's what's up. That boar just got wrecked. So I'm fighting my way over to this thorny looking thingy, because that's where the that named is for the quest, and also the pig people. So we need one more snout and two more flanks. I mean, technically you should be able to get more than one flank off of a boar, but this is Blizzard video game world, so one item per mob. Alright, so we need one more flank. I'm pulling them back so that I don't fight two at once. I could probably pull it off, but I'm just, not trying to stress the health bar for no reason. Alright, let's go down in here and see what this looks like. Alright, so here's the cave-dwelling pig people. Brambleblade Ravine. Although a ravine is not a cave, we'll let that slide too. Oh, I see why they're calling it a ravine, because it's in between two mountains. That's a ravine. So that's nice. So I got one belt. I'm not entirely sure which way to go, so we'll just go what looks like the main direction. And we'll fight our way back there to the named quest NPC that we have to kill. I guess you could call it a boss. Alright, now I'm fighting two, but I killed this first one really easy. I had 2 attacks and a crit. Nice, 49. Big damage. Now it seems slow at first, but when you level up and you get all these moves and potions and you're doing dungeons and groups and raids and PvP, starting out slow like this is really helpful when you're trying to learn the game. That tent looks important, so I'm going to head that way. It's definitely going to take more than 2 pigs to kill a cow, so I feel like I'm having a farm battle here. Chief Sharptusk. Alright, we're going to fight our way in there and see how chief he really is. Alright, as I suspected, they pull like a mob. So we'll kill the ad first, just to get the extra interruption and, you know, extra damage off of me. This guy might be hard to kill. We're getting lucky dodging him. We're gonna go right into the shaman. You're going down, squish. Squishy pig. Alright, I got Chief Sharptusk Thorn Mantle's head. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way out of here, and I'll get those remaining 5 bristleback belts on my way back out of here.
Not enough rage.
Right in the knee.
Inventory is full.
Inventory is full. Alright, well, let's just run out of here. This is one of the great parts about being a warrior or a tank. Is although they're all the same level as me, I'm just running out of here with, I got garbage gear on, but garbage gear is better than no gear. And all right, so I need to get 4 more bristleback belts. I was playing old school RuneScape a couple days ago, but I thought if I'm going to put time into a grindy game, it's going to be vanilla WoW or classical World of Warcraft, because I mean this game is just straight up awesome. I think it's so cool that they rolled it back to vanilla. I'm a huge fan of that. Alright, where are the belts? Give me your belt. There we go. Good biggie. I'm gonna bonk this guy in the head super hard. Bam! Dang it. Dodged it. That's right. 2 hot dogs does not equal a hamburger. So, there's that. Here we go. That's the last belt that we need. So we're just going to run on out of here. I'll let this guy take the heat. Haha. Our Druid. That sounds like a trial account to me if I've ever heard one.
I can't carry anymore.
Alright, we are successful in our triple quest objective there to the Brambleblade Ravine to kill the bristleback boars. That's a tongue twister. But we're on our way back. Now, when a monster or mob or NPC whatever, when its name is red, it means it's aggressive and it's probably a higher level than you, which means it will attack you when you get within like 10 meters of the game or whatever. Which is, some mobs have like a farther pull radius than others. Some bosses have really big pull radius where like Some regular mobs don't. But you'll figure that out. It's typically based on like area or if you're in a dungeon or whatnot. But it comes naturally, kind of like riding a bike after a while. But the best policy is to just avoid them unless you want to fight them. And you can do that by just running around them rather than directly into them. All right, we're going to right click on Grull Hawkwind.
How may I aid you?
For the Battle Boar quest, we're going to give him the Battle Boar snouts and the Battle Boar flanks. And we either get a chest, which I don't care about, or I guess you get both.
Farewell.
Nice. 450 XP. Talk to Brave Windfeather. Give her the head for the Chief Sharp Tusk Thorn Mantle. And these male gloves these male pants are better. So we'll equip them. If you're unsure if it's better, you can hit shift. It'll show you what you're wearing. So this has 11 more armor. Or 21 more armor, I bet. You get the point. Alright. You gotta talk to Big Chief Boy here. Chief Hawkwind.
Greetings.
Give him the bristleback belts. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the mace. Take the Totem of Hawkwind to Bane, Bloodhoof, and Bloodhoof Village. Follow the road out of Camp Narache.
We be your back.
Okay. Before we go too far, we're going to equip this. Does the same damage as our hammer, but it's one-handed.
Well met.
I'm going to go ahead and sell everything I don't want to her. Okay. Now I've got 2 silver and 70 copper. I don't have a helmet yet.
I have just the thing.
I have just the thing for you.
He's got no helmet either, but he's got the shields here. So I'm going to buy that.
Goodbye.
And now I've got a shield and a mace that does just as much damage as my two-handed mace. So I get an extra 55 armor, 1 block. Alright, so Rites of the Earth Mother. So we're just going to follow the road out of here like it suggested. Looks like we're going to get some mountain climbing going on here. So this tells you how you can invite other people to groups. We're not going to do that just yet, but we will soon, because I definitely love the Dungeon Finder. It doesn't look like... No, I'm making a walkthrough right now. Sorry, I'm just not really paying attention to it. Alright, now we're at this place. Enter follow.
How may I aid you?
Bring the bundle of furs to Innkeeper Kauth in Bloodhoof Village.
Gold.
Alright, so this is pretty much just an intro quest, I would say. So we keep going down this road here, and it's really like we're just, sending a message and whatnot. So my buddy from forever ago that still plays this game with me is sending me messages. I don't have any add-ons on here yet. I'll think about it. I have noticed that there's not as much built in as the new one. The new one's got way more stuff built in. I mean, just for example, it shows you a lot more quest markers. So that's where we're headed. And this is the first major quest hub if you're playing as a Tauren on Horde in Classic. Just going to take a shortcut through here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go down the road here and check out these signs so I can get familiar with when it asks me to go to the next quest hub or whatever. I know what direction it's going. So we've got Thunder Bluff and the Barrens to the northeast. This is Bloodhoof Village where we're going, and Camp Narache is where we just came from. So if you're ever unsure where you are, there are these little street signs at a lot of these intersections. And you can always check those out or hit M to look at your map. So the guy at the totem pole, Bane Bloodhoof, that's who we're going to talk to first.
I've been expecting you.
Give him the Totem of Hawkwind. Complete the quests. You get some more faction and XP. He wants you to kill 10 Pale-Mane Tanners, 8 Pale-Mane Skinners, and 5 Pale-Mane Poachers. Then return to Bane Bloodhoof at Bloodhoof Village. It offers bullets. I don't really care. The Rite of Vision. Speak with Zarlman 2 Moons in Bloodhoof Village. So that quest is going to be to talk to somebody here. I can see now on the map it has the old school quest markers. Bring 6 Prairie Wolf Paws and 4 Plain Strider Talons to Mulberry, Thunder, Horn, and Bloodhoof. Okay. Harkin Wind Totem. Bring 8 Trophy Swoop Quills to Harkin Wind Totem in Bloodhoof Village. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot the Tauren mount is the Komodo or Kodo or what are they called? Yeah, Kodo. Kodos are cool. Collect 2 Wellstones and 2 Ambercorn and bring them back to Zarlman 2 Moons. So 2 Wellstones and 2 Ambercorns. So the Wellstones can be found around the water wells in Mulgore, and they'll combine those with Ambercorn, which fall beneath the mighty trees. Okay, so around the trees in the water, we're going to want to pay extra close attention. Bring a Prairie Wolf Heart, Flatland Cougar Femur, Plain Strider Scale, and Swoop Gizzard to Mar Raincaller at Bloodhoof Village.
May the eternal sun shine.
Okay, so I'm picking up all the quests on the outside of Bloodhoof Village here, or the quest hub, just to make sure I don't miss any. And then I'm going to go back to the main area.
Hail. Be careful. Be careful. Looking for something special?
Nothing special, thanks. Alright, we're going to make our way back to this big tent. Alright, there's nobody in here. I taught this guy to learn cooking. Train me in apprentice cooking. Let's see, what are these other guys first? We got armor, shield crafter, leatherwork, armor, trade goods, general goods. Weaponsmith.
Greetings. Ancestors watch over you. Looking for something special? What brings you here? How may I aid you? How? How may I aid you?
Alright, I've learned cooking.
What brings you here?
Yeah, I don't really care about skinning.
Farewell. Peace, friend.
Hail. Be careful.
What brings you here?
I'm gonna go with mining.
Ancestors.
So you gotta go to Thunderbluff to learn these skills. So I'm just gonna wait till I get there. I haven't seen any mining nodes yet anyways. So I'll just wait to do that. And we just got one more room to check. First aid trainer. That's always a good one to have.
Hail.
Bundle of furs for the innkeeper. Take the bread.
Go in peace.
Thank you, kind sir. Opening the food crate. Well, it's got a lakefront view, so let's make this my inn.
Well met. May the
So when you make it your inn, when you use your Hearthstone, right here, right click the Hearthstone, it'll teleport you back to wherever your inn is.
I have just the thing for you.
You wish to speak?
I don't have enough money to train that yet.
Eternal sun shine upon you.
Alright, and that pretty much, oh, we got one more. And this is why I run around the outside, just to make sure that we're listening to the rules of Eminem and Rosie Posey, but also that we get all the quests here. Bring 8 Wind Fury Talons to rule Eagle Talon in Bloodhoof Village. Alright, so basically everybody here at Bloodhoof Village wants us to kill all the animals around them, bring them all of their mangled body parts. So that's what we're going to do because Taurens are awesome. And this is Juggy here. And that pretty much sums up episode 1. How to play Classic WoW in 2020. We went over the 2 factions, Alliance and Horde, We went over the different races and their racial attributes, and then we went over the classes. I picked the Tauren Warrior. I just like, you know, the whole Tauren native aspect to me is really fun to play. I think it's cool. I'm into that kind of stuff. I'm wearing got a big wolf shirt on, so that's what I'm into. And Taurens are big and bad, and I wanted to make a tank because I wanted to get into raiding. I know tanks are short supply for good ones, and so I think a black bull in armor would be cool. He's got that war stomp and everything. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. Check us out on Twitch. Streams are us. And hope to see you in episode 2 and our future walkthroughs.